How you going, people? Alright, doing a crazy cop story here. Get a few videos out so I can download it. I can't see nothing in this. Already did that one. Wobbler. Are you kidding me? This thing's pissing me off. That's twice it deleted. SWAT raid gamers. Hey, erase them out of the damn thing. Alright. I know one of them was this lawyer. I forgot what crime he did. And I didn't go on this arrest, or I'd arrested him. And I'd arrested the judge if he tried to stop me. But that's not the case. So what happened is, we had this warrant for this lawyer. And he either abducted his kid. I want to say it had something to do with child support and refusing to return his kid. So he's in violation of a court order from our county or something. And a couple of our dumbass chief and lieutenant decided they would go arrest this guy since he was a lawyer. So, you know, most of the guys who work in the office, they don't have a whole lot of street smarts, and they didn't get to those positions because they were good. It's because of who they know, and the wind's picking up out here, so I'm probably going to get complaints. But, so, they go to this other county, this other jurisdiction, and they find this lawyer. And his office is right next to the courthouse. So they go in there and say, hey, we got an arrest warrant, so-and-so, is he here? And his secretary goes in his office and says, hey man, the cops are here. So the lawyer jumps out his window, and these two knuckleheads, who were supposedly top cops, chief and lieutenant, chase his ass after he gets out the window, and he runs to the courthouse. So they chase him into the courthouse, he runs into the judge's courtroom, and starts yelling to the judge, I need sanctuary, I need sanctuary. And I'm like, what the hell is this shit? There ain't no damn sanctuary. So what happens when somebody puts out a warrant for you is, and if there's a warrant in the system and there's an arrest warrant for you, the DA has reviewed it, he's established his probable cause, a judge has reviewed it, and he signed it and said, go forth and arrest this person. So once the judge signs that, any peace officer in the state can arrest this person, not on probable cause, on the warrant itself, because there's a warrant in the system that's already been reviewed past the DA and a judge. So the arrest warrant's good. You don't have to question that. Well, so this lawyer runs in like the pink panty wearing pansy he is and starts crying to this judge, Judge, don't let them arrest me, they're trying to arrest me. And the judge tells these two cops, hey, wait a minute. And they stop. That's a mistake. I wouldn't have stopped. Okay, I'm in hot pursuit of a fleeing suspect. I'm pretty sure it's a felony if they went all the way over there. And he ran. Once I grab him, he's in custody. And I ain't stopping for nobody. So this judge told him to stop. Hold on a minute. Let me hear what's going on. And that was their first mistake. They tried to be, you know, respectful of the judge's courtroom. So they explain to the judge. They say we have a warrant, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, well, Judge, don't let him, he's crying like a freaking pussy. I'd have snagged his ass and took him to jail just because he's a freaking lawyer. I don't like lawyers. I think they're all a bunch of blow. But anyway, I won't get on my lawyer crap. But anyway, so they sit here and let him cry to the judge. The judge listens to him. So the judge tells this guy, hey, I'm going to go ahead and override this warrant and say you're not going to arrest him. I'm gonna guarantee that he'll appear, or I'm going to release him. I don't know what the hell he tried to use, but whatever it was bullshit, and it shouldn't have happened. And the two cops shouldn't have let it happen, and they were embarrassed to my agency anyway, but whatever. I mean, there's so many stories I'm going to go into on these guys, at least one of them, Lieutenant. It's just, you're going to be shocked that this guy is actually Lieutenant. If you didn't hate cops before, you're going to hate him after I get done telling you all the shit that this guy's been involved with. But anyway, they let this guy go and they leave. Oh man, when they briefed that at one of our briefings, I was like, you bunch of chicken shit. Well, the judge told us not to arrest him, so we didn't want the judge to order us in custody. You know what? I absolutely think they were on solid ground. You got an arrest warrant. I'm arresting him. Judge of competent jurisdiction, who is a superior court in the state of California, has already reviewed this and said order this guy, and you have no jurisdiction to override this warrant. He's going to jail. He's in my custody. I don't care if it's your courtroom or not. He's going to jail. Now, if you want to interfere with that, well then, you know, we can deal with that too. But right now, he's in custody. Here's my card. Make your complaint. We're leaving. And that would have been the end of that. But you know, of course, that's why I was called Cowboy, and they only wanted to use me when they really wanted somebody. But whatever. So they let this stinking lawyer go because he went into the judge and started crying, Judge, don't let them arrest me. They're trying to arrest me. And the judge told the cops not to, and they didn't. Now, there's going to be some cops that are going to say, hey, a judge, and I've already done a video on judges can give oral orders. But when I did that video, I told you, unless the order is unlawful or it's not justified, a cop can get around it. Now, I use the example if a judge was drunk in a bar and saying arrest everybody, I would take the judge into custody. I would not follow that order. That would be pretty easy to prove. In this case, I think it's pretty easy to prove too. I'm acting on a judge's order. I have a warrant in custody. I had this guy in custody. He fled. He's a fleeing felon. He's in my custody. I'm taking him into custody. I'm adding the charge of resisting arrest and fleeing. And if you try to stop me, you're going to be charged with interfering and hindering an investigation or an arrest, whatever I can tag on you, Judge. But I ain't letting this guy go. Now, there's going to be cops out there that say, hey, when a judge gives you an order, it's not worth it. You know, your chief and lieutenant did right, and they use good judgment. And I don't like showing favoritisms to lawyers and judges and politicians. It's bullshit. If that would have been a regular smuck citizen, he'd have been arrested. That shit wouldn't have flown. So I don't like when judges and lawyers and other people try to invoke this special class status. We're all the same. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your status is. I don't care if you got a bar card. I don't care if you're a cop. If you're committing felonies and you're running from the cops, then you're going to go to jail. And I've arrested cops, and cops have arrested cops, and it doesn't matter. If it's serious enough, cops will arrest cops. I know some cops won't arrest cops, but you know what? If you're drunk driving and you get in an accident, a cop's going to take you to jail. He ain't letting you go because it's going to be his career or yours. You're the one that went out drunk. You got in an accident, you're screwed. Now, if you're a little drunk or a little tipsy, a cop pulls you over and you haven't had an accident, then maybe a cop will give you a ride home. Maybe a cop will call your supervisor and say, I'm going to let your agency handle it. They're going to screw your ass. I'll make your sergeant come pick you up. You know, depending on the jurisdiction, how far and things, there's other ways they can handle that. But when you got a felony warrant in the system and you go run it into a judge just because you're a lawyer and just because you're friends with a judge, so this judge, who is not unbiased, who is obviously biased because he knows the lawyer, is trying to intervene with this arrest and change what another judge has ordered, I got issues with that. It's kind of like if I went to a house and I had a search warrant from a judge and there happened to be a judge there. And the judge went, you know what? I'm a judge. I'm going to order you not to go ahead and do this search right now. I don't give a shit if you order me not to do the search. You're in the house, as a matter of fact. You're detained while I do this search warrant. Sit down on the couch and shut up. I mean, you have to understand that you can't, cops out there, they have this double standard. There's the government that you kind of take care of. You don't want to pick on your government. You don't want to pick on your own agency. You don't want to pick on the federal government because they're the feds. You don't want to pick on the judges. You don't want to pick on the lawyers. So there's all these classes that you have to be worried about, but you go out there and pick on some poor smuck-paying, tax-paying citizen, and you won't give a shit. Now, you know, and of course the illegals get in that little protected group, and now the blacks are in there hollering, Black Lives Matter, I can't breathe, crap, hands up, all a bunch of lies. But now they want their protected group. Women want their protected group. You're picking on me because I'm women. Old people want their protected group. Elder abuse. Don't do this. You're just doing this to me because I'm old. You're doing this to me because I'm a woman. You're doing this to me because I'm black. You're doing this to me because I'm special and I work for the government and you shouldn't do that. I don't like special class shit like that. So I think the guy should have been arrested. Should have went to jail. The judge should have been told to stay out of it. And that should have been the end of it. Now, you know, there may be some cops out there that disagree with me. I'm not the most politically correct guy. There's probably a reason they didn't send me to get that guy, because they know that guy would have been in jail. And that would have been the end of it. And, you know, maybe a judge would have been in jail with him. But it would definitely not have turned out the way it turned out. So that's one of my crazy cop stories that kind of, I wasn't involved, but it was my agency, and I was a little irritated afterwards. But, what the hell. I don't care. There's plenty of other people to arrest. I just don't like special treatment for the higher up and then shit on the little guy. All right, we'll end that there.